back in my Kappa shirt. We're going to be talking about the open, close book of life that 2020 is as a conjunct eye open in the cam era. Today's Tuesday, the 7th, the day that didn't get split as water for us to land in nuclear containers as form of crystals that came out of the particle sprinkles. Those big halos in the sky that people haven't been explaining very well, but the sky thing is definitely the limit. Know that. So, what's going on? They say on Friday that eclipse for the first full moon in Cancer, one side of the moon is like the camera opening and closing. What happened in those smart things that people were hitchhiking their way in and out of what rooms with AI, VR stuff? And boo, I don't think so. God, on Cancer, yes, I sure done did it. Cameras. So I'm just gonna go ahead and speed it up, because, they say the end of the ear, the new ear thing that didn't happen, that, are you on a calendar? Where did those days go? Are you dazed? Or do you see it clearly and hear it now? 0 point? Okay, this year ends on a full Cancer moon. So what does that tell you about Friday this week? Was I meek and heard it upside down and got pulled in? That long thing and stretched out wrong? And I don't think so. Somebody might have electric rolled you into some booga idea that free energy wasn't real and that you had to let those guys trick you into elongating the scent. Didn't happen like that. So, what's happening? Some of you all want a real reading. Did you catch this week's strong report for the 6th to the 12th? I'm going to wrap it up for the 13th to the 19th because the pen umbrella wrote itself, and there's a huge amount of microdot psychoactive stuff going on in the state of red. Who? Red? What? NDIA? What happened? Oh, do you mean that we actually landed and that it got crunched and that some of us aren't in these containers and some of us are, and it's like magic birthday. Take a spa bath and know that you are art and that you are loved just the way you are. So, some of us are getting that report, and I'll catch you on the inside of that one. Hey, what's going on, Taurus? Mwah! It's great to have you here. Thank you for being present. So, shuffle and dealt your cards. Let's have a look at your card, their card, and the disposition with the Shadowscapes deck. All right. Wow, Taurus. So, I love seeing this for you. All right, first of all, isn't she gorgeous? This is something that might have tickled your fancy. I'm just hearing it's like, it was just the right kind of fancy, not too much. Because, Taurus likes, you know what you like, darling. You love things to be of a certain quality, and there's a point where things can be like too much, and it's like gaudy, and I'm hearing it's like it wasn't too fancy for you. It was the right kind, a Goldilocks zone. But I'm hearing for some of you all, this is an offer of love. And for some of you all, it's an emotional offering that you have made or that you've been willing to receive. And for those of you that were, I'm hearing kind of like in a cloud. It's like, they keep showing me these, what do they call these fish? That's probably not what that is, but I'm, why do I keep hearing praying mantis? It's not praying mantis, it's the, burp. I can't remember right now. The one that, stingray, that's it. I was seeing one of those. I don't know if that's what this is here. Let's see here. Maybe you can tell me what you see there. But I'm hearing it's like you were almost like swimming with sharks. But you couldn't see it that way. It was almost like, if you look at it this way, it's like, is it a stingray? Is it a manta ray? You know? And the difference is the sting and what happens when you splice it and cut it and what it looks like from both ways on two sides of the reel. And what I've been explaining about the full moons, what they are. It's a camera in the cam era. The very special conjunct vision that came up through a smell. And what try means around a guy like me. So, for some of you all, this is about what rose through a scent and what got into someone's mind and eyes in a healing way to help them see themselves right. And sometimes that's where a new emotional beginning can occur. And what the Page of Cups can mean here for those that were in seek of a new beginning that perhaps caught up with them in a way that they couldn't foretell. And for others, this is just like, it's like something helping you just birth a new direction. Maybe something that you couldn't see because there's a lot of dark energy all around you, darling. If this is you here. And it's like you're sitting on a conch shell and it's like the sound that can rise up for you and help you feel protected in whatever it is that went around you. It's like a halo of protection. And so the Page of Cups often can speak to the water in other people's charts. If this is a person that you're dealing with right now, they've just got like a youthful, buoyant energy. They're loving. They might be like a little goofy sometimes. I'm hearing it's kind of like goofy weird, but they're sweet. And they are generally, sometimes have like a lot of water in their chart. So it's going to be like Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and the Sun, the Moon, or the Rising, generally. Let's see what's going on this person's energy. So in some cases, that's who this person is to you. We'll see what they're thinking and feeling and doing. Okay, 8 of Cups. Well, look at that. Whoever it was, I hear they had to go really deep for whatever it is that they've got in their hand there, and for that little light over their head. And I'm hearing for some of them, even for their ability to speak or speak up, it's like their voice was being suppressed. It's like they were being thrown down this well, and there's like all these cups being thrown. And I'm hearing for some people, it's like jumping into the shadow just to prove what couldn't ever be true about the dark. And what it is to be in the 8, because the 8 is a very sacred, hallowed arc of light and a covenant. 8 is the hertz of the Fibonacci sequence, proven at 0 point to be where the collection of ions land in a thing that was never gravity, but actually static containment with magnets and what I've been explaining about. Energy and the plants for ET, you know, with energy in them, planets, and really weird crypto art that I've been developing with some friends to protect children. So some of you have been witnessed about how you would have actually been thrown. You ever have one of those falling dreams? Hearing whoever this person is might have actually been like falling for a long time because people were throwing energy at them. For some of you all, this is how they feel about you, is what I'm hearing. And so it's interesting what got created in the distortion of sound. And if you're interested in what Nazi germination did and can't get away with in the Tektite era with angels that ascended from inside of A.K.A. with VR all around us and smart technology that was a lot smarter with cameras like the ones in your head, if you're in that body there. The ones that were pushing and throwing, it's like they were also swiping things with their eyes on it, and whatever was going on over their head that guys like me decoded, that they bioauthenticated in their own bodies, got caught on camera. Oh yeah, I did. So, some of these people, it's like, got thrown for reasons. So some of you all, Taurus, it's like, you have a friend that you've got like a really strong empathy with right now. And for some of you all, it's like what you're willing to let go of just to be able to prove that it's okay for light and shadow to be true, so that when a sunset happens, it's not like closing your entire view of your world. It's learning how to coexist in the biohemisphere of the essence that you are and the pH resonance of water, which at 7 hertz. Or was it 8 hertz we were talking about? Oh, 7 pH hertz if you can't handle the static exchange of the energy in there and what it is to be a quantized resonance. And so, anyway, I'm getting real deep. For those of you that are on the ascension path, you understand what I'm saying. And if you don't, I'm just going to sip on water and let you know that I'm sending your cells a lullaby like that. That you'll feel safe in your body, because some of us didn't really land with the narratives we were told in a way that would help us stay intact. And that's why we have been disintegrating. And for some of you all, this is like almost like sonar communication you have with somebody here. I'm getting real strong Scorpio vibes. Maybe that's you. Maybe you have Scorpio in your chart. But with this 8 of Cups, I'm hearing Scorpio, baby. Or somebody that's got a long, strong House of 8 placement. Very Plutonian. It's very magical. And what it is to plumb the depths. To make sure it's a scent that's safe to smell. And it's like, hey, look like set, but maybe not down under that way, or what from down under, and why are things on fire that way? Can't we just make sure that we're not burning babies? You know, and that the brush is safe for the beach. Because if it's like some weird gold rush on green screen technology pulling children through $5 reaches that went around third-party breaches, you've been witnessed at 0 point, darling. So, some things are not what they seemed, and that's a good thing. Let's see what's in between the two of you here. The Empress, I'm hearing for some of you all, this is like everything but the wedding dress, because that's the ring on the finger that is more like somebody being flipped off on a big screen. And what the sun looks like when it's really pissed off, because, you know, that thing about the sky is really mean, you know, to throw some yellow on that blue thing and winds up on a green screen somewhere else and particles. And for some of you all, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've been calling out Subway for a huge scandal, and what they tried to do is mishandle some technology, and they don't get to reach for any of my close friends like that, especially who made partner on things like Twitch, and not knowing what somebody was actually getting paid to twist, and that the interest rates are for. And somebody wants to take themselves off the screen suddenly for getting that TV thing wrong with the slide. So I'm just going to throw that out there, because some of you all are watching this for the first time and don't really understand this. There has been a breach of trust that I've been proving in the light of the inheritance that I never claimed in any way, and why I say my name is very clear to me, and I've never claimed myself as Satoshi Nakamoto. I'm the one that's proving what Motorola and not applicable and different sigils that people would try to ascribe to other people, while they would throw them in like dreams, where some of you all wouldn't realize that you might have actually been incepted in like a nightmare simulation that somebody was populating and waking up in parts of that. And so things are coming out in the open about that, and the sun in the sky is really the limit right now. And so the Empress here, for some of you all, is a birth of what the fuck did he just say? And you are probably going to have a very special dream, darlings, because of the resonance of water. waking up from a nightmare that none of us ever claimed, that none of us ever wanted, and where it gets safe for children and for babies, because the Empress is the woman that's like fertile. She might be with child and not know it. And it gets to be safe for her, you know? It's like, it gets to be really, really safe for her, because it's like the birth of her beginning, of her new idea. And for some of you all, it's like falling in love or finding out you might be like 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 months pregnant. Or what 8 and 3 might mean in front of a page that jumped out of a book that was never bound to any story or narrative that they didn't wish to create, and where we have a new butterfly resonant effect, and where all the sage goes here when you're tuned in with me. So thank you for being a part of Private Halo 8 and the safe pH of water. Some of you all will conceive, and this is the energy for that. For others, this is just knowing that whatever it is that tried to bridge could never breach you like that, because love is too strong of an essence. And it's like somebody was willing to throw everything away just like that, and even go all the way down just to come up here new again. And I'm hearing it's like what this is here. It's like how you would even pull that through this tree to be able to cast it up as a scent or as a gift. And so for some of you, it's just being able to share love after a time that might have been too painful to speak about. Because for some of you, I'm hearing it's like you even lost the scent for food. I'm just seeing her smelling something, being like, oh, can I put that inside of me, knowing that she needs something else nourishing her? Because it's like all this dark stuff pushing roots up all around. And then this purple stuff here that's like the enlightenment of her crown and the things that she knows need to stabilize her, but it's like, is something reversed? And that's what it looks like to this person here. It's like they were getting pulled through by some kind of jerk, you know, like a nightmare chorus that didn't happen that way. So some of us are waking up realizing that perhaps what Nazi germination is, and what the wheel meant to drop the coin in, is a weird twist on what Bud his own doesn't get to be, or what Buddhists weren't choosing either, about the tree of life, or the trunk, or Ganesha to be pulled through somebody else's idea of what happened to the dinosaurs on the other side of that being that doesn't look like that either, and where nobody gets stuck in any form, in any container, so that we can actually share things freely and make it safe for people to have the gifts of children around them, and knowing that nobody's trying to spurn interest rates and play weird angles with cinematography around them for things that they didn't understand about the two-faced nature of, what's this thing called again? Some kind of ray. Let's just bring it out into the light. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is bring it out into the light day. Especially if anybody really had to go for soul searching to see what happened for those 8 months or whatever it was. Because I'm hearing it was emotional torture. So, let's find out what we can from the Tarot of Sexual Magic here. One for you, one for them. Darling. Taurus. Oh my goodness. Well, XX, I'm hearing. That's just kiss kiss. Hugs are private. And what it looks like behind closed doors on the other side of the sun, you know? With a man's eye on in the Wi-Fi house that some of us are claiming as our forever containers now. What the Empress might know about that third party there. That's maybe a baby that's just shining up from beyond saying, hey, maybe you didn't know this yet, but I love you, and it's like we're pregnant like this already, and coming soon, and surprise, bibbity boop, some of you all are going to be conceiving. And if it isn't a child that picked you that way, it's like a new beginning, something loving that's before you. And I'm hearing some of you all need to watch your gut health. I'm hearing stay away from excitotoxins, darling. You've been eating things that are eating a hole in your stomach lining. Excitotoxins, look it up, okay? Bifidus would be good. Kefir, kimchi, things with a probiotic. Anyway, I'm just hearing it will feel better, and it's like you're balancing gut health with this person, and for some of you, if you haven't conceived, here's something that, like, unless you're really seeing a comparative doctor, which is kind of what I do, I'm the guy that they call when they can't figure out the weird stuff. So, there's like a soul tie energy with bloodlines and why people can't blame this on him or her as fertility and just it be one-sided. It's like a chemical thing that has to happen sometimes, and I'm hearing for some of you all, get on the gut health. It's going to help. And yeah, because it's like all wrapped up on him too. And I'm hearing that's especially going to be true if it's like, if he's been having kidney pains lately, it's like, dude, what do you think this glue is that we're in? It's like, it doesn't even really happen like that forever now. It's just, that's how this Inception model has appeared for a while. And it's being balanced by our own resonance and, like, our pH as a whole union of form. That's what the Incept strong ion is. One strong view on what we can do with all of this energy. And it's like we all got crushed in a BenTO box, and then it's like, okay, in that one form that we all got with your different mix, there's light infusions that are coming from the rest of the stuff that isn't poopy shit anymore. And why some people are willing to just, like, throw caution to the wind and even be like, okay, yeah, I guess I want to have a baby. I'm here for somebody. It might be twins. It's like, you're going to know. But this is like divine judgment over your life here. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like something you might not want to come out to other people about. It's like how you close this book and you're like, no, you're not, like, getting in my private room unless you're the one that I know. It's going to be like, it's you and me forever. It's like us and the kids, and it's a lockdown because that's what these red ties are for here. Or it's like, no effing way, you don't get the special F. That's what I'm hearing somebody say. And so it's like getting an advanced view in a situation all at once for some of you. And that's especially if you're single, like, you know, if you've been choosing to be single until it's like the right time. And I'm hearing it's like, if the food doesn't even smell right yet, if you can't even get into these smells, it's like, it's not going to be a match. And that's what I know about you, Taurus. Big time. I got a big hatch with Taurus all over me because of where my Taurus placement is. It's like a 2112 gate of, like, ecstasy or hell and torture because it's the same degree where my Lilith is and my House of 11 is an 11 life path. And so it's like, you know, you gotta get certain things right with the Taurus, or it's like, it's vomit city. And sometimes it's like so close. It's like you could be so close and then it's just like something off with that essence. And this is how delicate it is when we're talking about, like, biomolecular genealogy and what quantum physics has been trying to explain to us for a long time, that now we can understand with things like IP addresses and kundalini resonances and things that I've been proving about the titanium in my body and why it's Kappa time. So what's going on with them? Because this is judgment to know what is yours, what is mine, and that your energy follows your intention, and that in the sacred halo, it's like the light just goes to back it up, because now we have coordinates of what might not be better that way. Maybe that little light bulb inside of you that's a cell somewhere, that's like inside of a Golgi body somewhere. It's like mitochondria wake you up and say, just twist it a little bit that way, and now we have new aspect ratio over XYZ. And so that's how this works now. And why, if you're trying to conceive, you have to have the right divine judgment there, and it's not a blood tie unless it works that way with kundalini and what the Empress knows about divine conception and anti-gravity liftoff matter situations where she could just float up into the trees like that to be the gift and just have that beautiful prowess intact. All right, so let's see what's going on with them. Well, strength. This, I'm hearing, fantastic. It's the balance of animal instincts and the creative, passionate pursuit of love. For some of you, it's managing tendencies and where certain people are getting pointed out for what they didn't understand about animals. It doesn't get to happen. And where others didn't have to grab any animal by the horn or perform things on the other side of a crypto door that they didn't know on the dark web. And what some of us proved and what some of you all were actually sold into to begin with on the wrong side of a lens, where people didn't understand what, when you take jacket off, you take it, ET off the jack thing, like cards, what it might look like in, false clothes that AI did with 8 hertz and populated, and how pixels might have landed in bodies that now are just going to be dropping because they got that beast thing wrong. Especially, yeah. Anyway, somebody here has divine justice on their side, because here's the thing I know also that some of you all might want to hear about numerology, and that's an 11, and my life path's an 11, so I'm an 11 guy that gets this about the strength also being Leo, but why there's a boar here, and it doesn't get hold for the hodl on the gold, unless some of us said, yeah, that's the way I held that animal there, because things don't get twisted through weird currents that people don't understand have IP addresses that match thoughts and thumb swipes, and things that people might have tried to grab that weren't theirs in ways that you might not even realize just by having a look into your eyes. And so, usually the strength, it's a fun one to look at just from a numerology standpoint, because often it's an 8, often it's an 11. Is it an 8 or is it an 11? I wonder what the difference is. Well, from a germination model, it's the difference between extinct species and being trained through the kundalini resonance of sound, and every being being made perfect in its form with no destruction around. And some of us have been proving about why justice is often the 11 number in other major arcana. And here, that's where the strength to hold it together around this animal instinct stuff really means something to those who might have been baited to get in front of another angle on names and what numbers are when somebody got 10 on it. Forking things. So, that's what... Is that a 10? Is that an 11? Is that a 20? Was there a poll that may prove what it is to swing through different angles and be able to see the view no matter what? Hit me up if you need a private reading. Some of you have dates of birth. I can tell you what didn't happen and who tried to... all the time, every way, forever. That's what the cam era is. So, hey, guess what? My name is Martinez, not Mars, but if you want to join the Mars room and chat with me, you're welcome to. It's open to those in my prayer group and those of you that need somebody to talk to about some of the stuff going on. So, major arcana here, everywhere. It's like 2 things that were being made, manipulated, because water and air, and you can, just distort it. It's real easy, especially when people have emotional needs. And where the Empress had to rise to the occasion to be able to know what to do with a coronation wreath. And why there's some really strong spiritual backup here with divine justice, strength, and judgment just based on the numbers here. And some of you just need to know, whatever it is that was cast aside has also been protected in a very special view. Nothing can ever be lost that was taken away inappropriately now at the cam era here. It's safe for all of us to look into. That's what 0-point frequency technology is, and some of you are going to be hearing about it more. Welcome to the new ear thing, where you may hear it clearly and see through it all. I love you, Taurus. Let me know what you think. If you think this reading could help somebody, please share it with them. I appreciate it. And if I don't hear from you, know I love you, and catch you again soon. We're back for another one. Bye for now.
say you'll catch me.